Good morning. I'm Lacey Shippey on the Rural Radio Network, and it's time to take a look at our midday livestock trade with livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted. And Kyle, we're looking at a higher day here in cattle once again today. Tell me what you're making of trade.
Looks to me like there's some non-commercial buying here again, a little bit of light commercial buying here. April gaining on the June gaining on the August. That Feb-April spread here that should be succumbing to the roll, that's actually gaining about 17 to 20 cents today as well, too. So a lot of moving parts there in the cattle, but very, very quiet as far as bids and offers. Everybody's thinking the cash is going to be steady this week so far. And looking at the feeder cattle side of things here, that's where it gets real interesting. We're going to see that index jump up here today about $9.20 to $9.30 here. There's still some cattle there that are in question there. That index is going to be up around that 362.28. Daily average so far is at 364.41 on 10,430 head. Yesterday we saw OKC was priced around 360, and that was up $10 from 2 weeks ago. Joplin was 348. That was up $3. We saw some sales in Iowa put in over 1,000 head at 383. We saw West Point average 396. And it's going to be interesting to see how some of the sales here go today. Well, we got Beaver, Oklahoma, and Kingsville, Missouri going today. Kind of had a target here, 360, and I think that might be a little bit too low. But before I make that jump to 370, I think we need to hold that 360 here for a few days. There's about 15,000 total head in the index, and yesterday accounts for about 2/3 of it. So there is that off chance that there's a possibility we can make a run at that gap at 370 at some point before expiration. But a little bit cautious though on these feeders, because last time we got caught up that high, we booked $50 in 9 days here, and the board's been trading higher every day for the past week. And it's about time for another rumor to surface here. So I am very cautious up here at these levels. There's been a lot of interest here as far as some hedging interest and as far as getting some downside protection put on here. But all in all, it's just another quiet Tuesday.
That is livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted here on the Rural Radio Network.
Did you know you can leverage crop insurance to benefit your bottom line? Farm Credit Services of America can help. Choosing the right coverage for your goals can help maximize margins, strengthen your marketing strategy, and build a more resilient operation overall. As you plan for the season ahead, focus on more than just managing risk. Call 1-800-884-FARM to speak with one of our dedicated crop insurance officers. This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
The Nebraska FFA Foundation recognizes outstanding ag educators through the Golden Owl Award. Among this year's winners, Chad Schimmels, advisor at Eustis Farnham. He invests in his students, growing the next generation of leaders.
We compete against schools that have 3,000 or 4,000 in their high school. And I tell our kids all the time, we can compete with anybody. We just have to outwork them. We have to be willing to work harder than they do.
Learn more at neffafoundation.org. Today's message brought to you by LivestockMarket.com.
Welcome back to the Rural Radio Network. I'm Lacey Shippey with a look at your markets. Grain trade is higher as strength in soybeans has helped pull corn and wheat up today. Strength in the beans comes after some business from China yesterday and an improved weekly export outlook, though sales are still lagging on the year. Corn is slightly higher with spillover support from the beans and continued optimism in export business. The lag in Ukrainian exports is helping, and weather in most of South America remains favorable except for some dryness in southern Argentina. But longer-term forecasts show a return of showers. Wheat futures are mostly higher here today. Wheat sale commitments and inspections continue to exceed USDA trade estimates, and traders will continue to look ahead at the much-anticipated January WASDE report coming out next week. March corn is up 1 3/4 at 446 1/4. May up 1 3/4 at 453 3/4. July up 1 1/2 at 459 3/4. March soybeans up 3/4 at 1062 3/4. May up 1/2 at 1074 3/4. July up 3/4 at 1087 1/2. March Chicago wheat is up 3/4 at 513 1/4. May up 1/4 at 523 3/4. March Kansas City wheat up a nickel at 525 3/4. May up 4 at 537 1/4. And March soybean meal is up 40 cents at 330. March soybean oil down 9 at 49.78. February live cattle up 45 cents at 236.32. April up 20 at 237. March feeders are up 210 at 357.67. April up 182 at 356.72. February lean hogs down 40 cents at 85.75. April up 7 at 91.